Hello, Jesse McDougall here, Martial Arts Money, book review today. Built to Sell, amazing book, 5 stars out of 5. If you're a business owner, no matter if you're a small minnow, medium minnow, or a whale, you need to read this book. I don't really care how much you think you know and how much you actually do know and how many millions you're worth. You need to read this book. This book is easy. It's 130 pages. It's a very easy read. It goes through a first-person narrative story. So I find books where you're reading a story. It's very easy to flow through the story because you feel you're part of the book when you read it, compared to when you read objective history books. I'm reading the Vladimir Putin book right now, and it's fairly dry. It's like fact, fact, fact. Next paragraph, fact, fact. But when you read an actual story, I find, and in my experience, other people find they relate to it and they like it better because not everyone is a articulate, intelligent person who likes to read copious amounts of books, right? But this, you engage your audience. So this book basically, it's a story where the guy here, John Warlow, and I believe this is his story. I'm pretty sure this is his story. So I think he had an advertising company, and they're doing a bunch of different things, and he was taking business wherever he could. And then he realized, wait a second, let's just specialize in one thing, because he had money problems, right? If you don't have money problems, you don't really have to specialize in one thing. But if you have money problems and business problems, you might want to figure out and specialize in one thing. Anyways, this is what he decided to do. He said no to a couple big clients, like clients he really needed. And the client was pissed off at him, told him like a bunch of swear words and shoot himself and stuff like that. But then months later, the client actually comes around and says, hey, thanks. You know what? Good for you, blah, 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 this and that, yak, yak, yak. But to be able to tell a client that's an important client to your business to say, hey, nope, I can't take your business. I don't want your business professionally, right? That takes courage. It's kind of scary, especially when buddy's holding the bag of money and you need to get your own bag of money. So let's hop into this read. So this is a very, very informative book. I highlighted, I'm not sure how much I highlighted in here, a little bit here. Oh, yes. So the premise of the book is when you're building a company, and this is what I do with my company too, build it so you can sell it tomorrow. Even if you plan to hold on to it for the rest of your life, build it so you can sell it tomorrow. And here's why. The cash flow quadrant goes in the Rich Dad Poor Dad series. A lot of people are self-employed. You don't own a business if the business doesn't run itself without you. If the business can't run without you, you're self-employed. You don't own a business. A business is owning an asset that can run for you while you're not there, generate you money while you're not there. That's the big thing. So even if you plan to never sell your business, the point of, well, depends who you ask. My philosophy is I want, health and freedom, 2 things. So if I have a business, everybody wants their business on autopilot. One of the problems I find with people that are trying to build autopilot businesses is they think other people are going to do all the work for them. It's like, no. This whole autopilot or the 4-hour work week, you're not actually working 4 hours, but you're building a company. You're building business processes. You're automating things. You're hiring staff. Okay. But you're pretty much working like minimum 60 hours a week, 60 to 80, maybe not 80, depends on your philosophy, but you're working more than you work at a normal career job. A career job would be, 9 to 5. Okay, well, that's it. I've never had a 9 to 5 career job, so I can't even really relate to that. But yeah, build your business to be sold. That way you're not tied, you're not chained into your business. A lot of accountants, they own their partners at a firm, but they're not really happy because they're chained to their business. And for me, I don't really want that. Health, freedom, those are the top 2 priorities in my life that I that I value, and I will not negotiate those at all. Those are just, that's what I want out of my life. Okay, so business people believe that you should build a company to be sold, even if you have no intention of cashing out or stepping back anytime soon. That's exactly what I just talked about. That's the premise of the whole book, and shows you how to do that. He walks you through real examples that he experienced for his company. It's just an amazing book, and it's so easy to read. It's well written. Anyone can flow through. Once your business can run without you, you'll have a valuable, sellable asset. Okay. You're accepting too many different projects, so you need all kinds of different talent on your team. That's the thing. You can accept different projects here and there, but you need the team, the staff, with the appropriate talent skills to be able to provide those opportunities. We're going to take a pause here, and we're going to switch this and just check out my cat, because he's just freaking deadly. Like, look at it. He's just chilling out there in the, like, hey, Cookie, what's up? Okay, so yeah, so just find something that works. There's more money to be made by finding oil once. And once you find oil, meaning money or a cash revenue stream, drill down deeper, because then it starts multiplying. Okay? You only need to find oil once in life. Once you get over the hump, it doesn't take actually a lot of money to get out of the typical bandwidth rat race, which I call. And once you're out of there, it's like, wow, you kind of look back, and that's kind of nice. It's the dream, right? So try not to accept too many different projects unless you have the time and talent to facilitate. I love my cat. And he's very sick, by the way. Make sure that no one client makes up more than 15% of your revenue. Make sure you own your business, not someone else, and you're working for someone else. Because if you're working for someone else, just go get a job. Jobs are a lot easier. They pay pretty good, depending on the city you're living. Like, I live in Vancouver, British Columbia. There's thousands of awesome jobs here that I would be totally happy with. So make sure you're building a company, you're working for yourself, and you're doing things on your terms, not someone else's. I had to fire an accounting client one time because he was trying to, and it was pretty sad because he was a client for like 5 years, and he tried to jack me on $800 on my invoice because his company wasn't doing as good as it was in the previous years. But it's like, dude, that's not my problem. This is my fee. This is my service. I've demonstrated to you my value and the service I am to you, and you've been coming to me for half a decade, so I'm not willing to negotiate on this. This isn't an option. It's like, he tried haggling back and forth. It's like, dude, this is my invoice. Pay it or find someone else to do your work. And he said, okay, see ya. And the way I look at that, and I had like a personal relationship with this person, and over at his house for dinner and stuff like that, and Christmas. But if you're going to get rid of a 5-year business relationship for $800 on an invoice, okay, bro, I don't want you in my business. And that kind of sucked, because I was like, that client was $5,000 a year, and that money came in handy every year. I think it was around tax season. Always came in handy, so that's gone. So after 10 years, that's 50 grand in my pocket, gone. But you don't let the money beast take over. You don't let people step over your personal boundaries. When people are the main asset of the business and they can come and go every night, the business will not be worth very much. What's up, Cookie? Let's see here. An earnout is almost always a disappointment for an entrepreneur. You've assumed most of the risk, and the acquiring company gets most of the reward if you're successful. Now, this is where a situation I'm in with my company. I'm kind of on the brink of like getting through to the next level. Got things set up pretty good. I could use some help. I could use a little bit of funding. could use a little bit of guidance. But if I'm going to go to the Shark Tank or somewhere like that, or an investment firm, I've done all the work. I put 3.5 years into my company, and if I go there, okay, I did the work, and they just take my work, my hard work, that's worth all the money, and take 50%, cut me out, that kind of stuff. Like, no, dude, no, that doesn't work. So if you're doing the hard work, make sure raising money and getting loans, like that's not really something to be proud of, in my opinion. Everyone's situation is different, but if you can build a revenue stream, bootstrap with your own credit cards and your own financial means, do that, and you can facilitate yourself a prosperous life. Do that. And if you can get that set up where the business is built to sell, you can start another venture and then go the investment capital route. That's probably what I'll do at some point. When you have a product, people expect to pay for it in advance. That's true. If you can get your money up front, that is good. Build upon signing a letter of agreement. It's a lot of just business tips, how to run your business. To sell your business, you need to demonstrate to a buyer that you have a sales engine that will produce predictable recurring revenue. So important. Numbers, accounting, numbers. I feel like a record player, right? But it's true. Numbers matter. So the cool thing I like about with my business right now is, at the end of the day, I know how much profit or money I lost. I know my metrics, my key performance metrics for every campaign I send. I know my profit margins. I know my return on investment. I know my revenue per 1,000 emails sent or 1,000 clicks. Very, very important. And I keep a running total per month, and then I keep a summarized month by month. Take some time to figure out how many pipeline prospects likely lead to sales. More numbers, more metrics. Salespeople are competitive, and they will compete with each other. This is great. Out of this book, when you're hiring a salesperson, first time, I haven't hired a salesperson yet, but first time I ever hire a salesperson, I hire 2 salespeople at the same time, because they're competitive. Salespeople, they see the sale, they're closing the deal, they're chasing the money, right? If you get, I closed the deal, you didn't close the deal, it works when you do that competitiveness, and there's healthy competition. Nobody wants to really suck at their job. It's not like I'm like, hey, I'm going to take a job and I came here and I'd like to suck at this job. No, it doesn't work like that. Nobody wants to suck at what they do with their life. So you have a salesperson, hey, I want to do good. Okay, so great. So let's go get some sales. Okay, I didn't get any sales, but John over here got sales and he's just crushing. Okay, well, what did he do that I didn't do, right? And you start learning, and then it's healthy competition. I don't like competition. Well, for me, the competitive edge where people are like greed and fierce and anger over competition, just winning. Like one of my best friends, he play a board game, and I was like, whoa, bro, whoa. I don't really want to play anymore because it's just a game. And so you can tell there's other things in that person's life that's affecting them because they just see that competition and that's their way out to get that. So 2 salespeople, that's super important. Track the results, put it up on a board, and they know what you're doing. They're creating healthy competition, but it's like you're getting paid to bring in money. If you don't bring in money, there's no business relationship. That's not me being a dick. That's just saying that's how the money matrix works. If I give out a 1 and you don't bring in a 1, that's not good. So if I give you a 1 to pay for your salary and you bring in 0, we got a problem. Math says you have a problem. So that can't happen. Competitive types, sales reps will try to outdo each other. Yep. What a great book. Just a great book. So glad I did this book review. Hire people who are good at selling products, not services. These people will be better able to figure out how your products can meet a client's needs rather than agreeing to customize your offerings to fit what the client needs. Products, interesting. You can't be half pregnant. I don't know why I highlighted that, but that was interesting. Let's see here. Figure out how to invest his extra cash. Okay, whatever. Oh, we got some more here. Some good stuff here. All right. This one's a bit long. Your job as an entrepreneur is to hire salespeople to sell your products and services so you can spend your time. You can spend your time selling your company. You make a few $100 or $1,000 when you sell your product. But if you turn those same skills into selling your company, you can make exponentially more. Okay, so at this point, I'm talking to people who are building businesses. Build your business. Think of selling your business, not selling your product. Okay, that's what you need to focus on. Great book. As you build your sales team, look for people like Angie Thacker, who first enjoy selling and second, like the product. Avoid hiring salespeople who come from professional service companies. They will likely want to reinvent your product or service for every customer. If at all possible, hire at least 2 people to do the sales. We already covered that. If you're charging upfront for your service or product and your salespeople are selling it, they shouldn't have to worry about the cash flow. So we're almost done here. To outstanding performer, you look for 3 things: tenacity, drive, and passion. Actually, one of my hiring tools I use anytime I hire someone, I look for 3 things. And I learned this from a VP I used to work with. He's met with him a couple months ago, or last month. Awesome guy. I look for 3 things: talent, attitude, work ethic. And I rate those things on a scale of 1 to 10. At the end of the interview, I multiply them out. Someone's got an 8 or 9 on talent. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. Well, what's his attitude like? If his attitude's a 2, I don't care, dude. You get out of here, man. You're gone. What's his work ethic like? That's huge. So I will actually sacrifice a little bit on talent. Like I'll take a 6 or a 7 on talent and have an 8 or a 9 on attitude and 8 or 9 on work ethic. And even the work ethic is a little low, that's still pretty good. If you can find an employee who can do half of what you can do, you found yourself a good employee. Nobody's going to ever care more about your company than you. Nobody's going to put in the time, the passion, the heart, the energy into your company more than you. You need to know that right away. I do another animal test, but we're not going to go there right now. As an added bonus, a potential acquirer will value your putting a deal-related incentive in place for your key employees to stay. Yeah, you got to give something. Just give a little piece away, 10%, 5%. People work hard for you. An earnout is used by an acquirer to minimize his or her risk in buying your company. If any potential acquirers see you personally as the key to wooing new customers, they'll be concerned that a business will dry up when you leave. Yeah, I can't be the salesman of my own company. If I am, nobody's going to buy it, because when I'm gone, who's going to sell? Like, who's going to bring the money? Outside person. They want to buy a profit engine that's already existing and that they can take and grow it more. Okay, and that's all. So, Built to Sell by John Warlow. I gave this book to a few people, recommended to a few, my one accounting client, a few my other business owner friends, and they've all loved it. And these are guys that aren't really business background educated, but they actually want to become smarter and learn more, and they realize they need to keep growing their skills even though they're running their business. I enjoyed this book review. Hopefully you did too. If you have any comments, let me know. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Take care. Have a great 2017. Peace.